and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Nicole and I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark, and today I'm going to talk about the most important things that you can do on Poshmark to have the most success. So believe it or not, a lot of people on Poshmark will shop the just in category and instead of like trying to go through filters or something like that, because they want to see what's new on the platform. So this is why it is so important to be listing new items daily, because if you're not listing new items daily, you're not going to have anything to come up in that just listed section, and that means that you're not going to have that many potential buyers. So it's important to constantly be listing. I say list every single day. I swear by at least listing 5 items each day, but if you have more, up that to 10, 15 or anything like that. But it's so important to do that, and it's also so important to be relisting that stale inventory, because like I mentioned in a prior video, your items that are stale are not getting that attention. They're not showing up in those feeds when people search for them. And if you relist them, they're going to come up in the top of the search for those specific categories. And so it's very important to be listing and relisting your inventory. You have to keep cycling through, otherwise your items are not going to sell because they're going to be way too stale. The next piece of advice I'm going to give is to make sure that you're sending out offers. And this is very valid because I think if I didn't send out any offers in June, I don't think I'd make any sales. And that's kind of sad to think about, but it's kind of the reality. And that's why it's so important, especially when things are slow like they are right now in the summer slowdown. You need to be sending out offers because buyers are waiting for that. They want you to send them an offer, and especially after you get a like on an item, I always recommend sending out an offer basically immediately after. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to. You could wait a couple of hours, but I think when it's fresh on their mind, it's the most important time to send them an offer. But again, make sure that you're sending out those offers, because most buyers will accept your offer if you send them an offer, but maybe they wouldn't have purchased full price because they didn't know that you were willing to go down a little bit. Or maybe they were waiting for you to give them that shipping discount, or just a discount on the item in general. Or maybe they liked multiple items in your closet and you can send them a bundle discount. There are a multitude of ways to send out a good offer, but it's so important to send out an offer. And if you don't send out offers, you're probably not going to make any sales, because like I said, if I didn't send out any offers in June, I would have made no sales. And that's pretty sad, but it's kind of the reality of the situation. And it kind of just helps your closet move in the right direction anyway by sending out those offers. Now, with these first 2 tips, a great way to kind of do these things is actually to use a VA. And if you don't have a VA yet, it basically is just a way that it can help you do those manual tasks, such as sending out your offers or relisting your inventory. And I really love using a VA to relist my inventory because I don't keep track of when items were listed, and honestly, I don't remember when things were listed. I have a closet of over 800 items, and I just forget how long it's been, and so it's so much better to have the VA to tell me, okay, this item has been listed since this date, and then you know that you should relist it because it's been over 60 days. And so I love having a VA to do these things. I also love having a VA to do my sharing and stuff like that. Whether it be my own closet or other people's closet. If you want to become a Posh ambassador, you have to have a certain amount of community shares. So a VA is great for many different reasons, but you can use it to do, to send out your offers in bulk automatically. You can do, have it relist automatically every single day. And so if you don't already have a VA, now is probably the time to try one out. I will put a code here on the screen for the VA that I use. I use Posher VA, and I love Posher VA. I've been using it for a couple of years now, and I've never had an issue with it. And the great thing about Posher VA is it works so seamlessly, and it's just like it's always been there, and it makes my life so much easier as a seller because I could focus on the things that I need to be focusing on. And so if you don't already have it, you can use my code and you can get a discount and a free trial. And so, there's no better time to try out a VA than now. And the final thing I'm going to talk about in this video that is so important to have success on the platform is putting those measurements. Putting those measurements is going to, 1, make it so buyers want to actually purchase quicker, because they don't have to ask you any questions if they like the item and they don't know if it's going to fit them or not, or maybe, they don't know, they've never purchased that brand before, and so they don't know how long or how true that item fits to size. So putting those measurements is great for that reason, but also they don't have to sit around and wait for you to answer them. So like I've seen a lot of people who have asked, me what the measurement was for something, and I answer pretty much immediately if I can. But I've been in that situation as a buyer. If I asked a question to a potential seller and I said, what are the measurements? I've seen that like some people just don't respond, and it's kind of just like frustrating because I purchased a wallet one time and I thought it was smaller than it was because she made it sound like it was very small, but she didn't put the pictures, and it ended up being like a really, really big wallet that was kind of too bulky and not what I was looking for. But again, she wasn't answering my questions, and so I had to go on a limb. And now I've noticed that I will not buy from someone that doesn't answer me and doesn't put those measurements, because I don't know what I'm getting into and it's probably not going to end up working for me. And the final reason why putting measurements is actually really, really important is in case you have a case that somebody opens up on you where they try and say that your item, is not exactly what was described, or like, maybe I don't know, they try and say that the item was cropped when it wasn't. You can put in the pictures the measurements, and therefore it can protect you in a case. So all you have to do is upload those listing photos from your listing and say, I was very upfront, and put those measurements in the description. And I think I've mentioned this once before on this channel, but I had a buyer one time that thought the inseam was the length of the pants, and they are very different. But to them, they were the same. And so they had asked me what the inseam of the pants were, and I provided that. And this was prior to me putting the pictures with the measurements, so I just kind of wrote out the number. So I said the inseam is 27 or something like that. And so then she opened a case on me and proceeded to say that the length of the pant was not 27 and that I lied to her. And from there, I was a little bit annoyed because I was being truthful, but they didn't realize that the length and the inseam were different. And so this could help you to just put those pictures in and just say, look, I provided proof before, and I was upfront and honest with, what the length of the pants was, and so I'm protected if anyone opens a case on me. And so a lot of people just can't be bothered to put those measurements, but I think it could help you in so many different cases and so many different scenarios, and it just helps buyers have, a quicker sale. So these are tips that I hope will help you have some more success. They are extremely important to do on Poshmark, and if you're not doing these things, you're probably not going to have good success on the platform. There are things that like you have to be doing, otherwise you're probably going to be missing out on a lot of sales that you could have. So don't forget, if you want to sign up for Poshmark VA, you can use my code. You'll get a discount and a free trial, and you'll realize just how much it does for you when it comes to listing, when it comes to relisting, sharing, and sending out your offers. And you will probably end up loving it, and you'll probably never go back. If you want to see another video on some big flips that I've had recently, you can click right here. And if you want to see a video on maybe things that you can do to get consistent sales, even in the summer, you can click right here. But until next time, I will see you then.